Hey guys, how y'all doing? Ain't seen you in a while. Now, I made a video that you're getting ready to watch, and I did not want to edit it, so I didn't. However, there is a point in the video where I flub up twice, and it annoys me so bad, but I'm not going to go fix it, and I'm not going to redo it. But 2 times, I say something or nothing come from something instead of something come from nothing. Like I got it backwards, and that drove me nuts. So I just wanted to let you know that yes, I am aware that I got it backwards like a couple of times, but I did figure it out at the end of the video, like finally. But anyway, I gotta go. Peyton back there, she's wanting pizza, and it should be done right about now, so we're gonna go through the drive-through, pick up some pizza. You ready? Ready, all right. Can you sit right there, please? Please sit right there. There you go, thank you. So hey, I know like I ain't made a video in forever, and to be honest, I wasn't planning on making another one, but apparently there's this question going around that everybody's wanting the answer to, and so I thought I would just get on here and clear it up. Apparently people are wanting to know, like, where did I come from? Where did the universe come from? Why are we here? You know, all that. And science just isn't, I mean, I love scientists and everything, but they're not doing a very good job of explaining that to us. And so I thought, who better qualified to like let the world know than me, you know? Because I just, like, I know these things. So anyway, like, I'm going to try my best to walk you through this in one take, because I really don't want to edit this video. Like, I don't want to do that. And so I'm going to try to do it, explain the origin of everything that is in one take. Now, if you see some cuts, you know I didn't manage that. Or if you see Kinemaster up in the corner, you already know I didn't accomplish that, because it means I went to edit it. But anyway, here we go. I'm up in the mountain behind my house, and I have to come up here every couple weeks to a month, depending on the rain, to clean out my spring, because my water comes from a spring up here. I'm halfway up the mountain, and I'm just out here enjoying God's creation. And that's what got me thinking about it. And I was like, a lot of people, they know like God created the heavens and the earth and all that, but that's about the extent of it. Like, they don't really understand how it all came to be. Now, I have read the Bible many times, and I've also listened to a ton of preachers and apologists and all these people. And so I'm trying to take all that knowledge, put it all together, and give you the full story. Now, also, there are some blank spaces, so I might have to, kind of just make up my own little bit to connect some dots, but I'll let you know. Okay, so if we're going to talk about the origin of the universe, we actually have to go back before there was a universe, okay? And so what there was before the universe is nothing, okay? There's nothing, okay, except God. There was God. He's eternal, which means like he had lived forever up until like, except not forever, because he hadn't created time yet. So, but he was there, but there was no space or time. Stick with me here. It gets complicated. So then God was like, this sucks, like just being in nothingness, of course. Like, I guess he didn't even have a body, nothing. Like, he was just nothing. And so he created, I guess to start out, and here's me just kind of filling in some blanks. I think to start out, he just kind of created a space, right? And so he could exist within that space. And he's like, whew, like, I imagine he felt like, oh, I can breathe, So which technically, like, there was nothing until he created something for him to exist in, which means God popped out of nothing, which means nothing come from something. Yeah, I hate to say it, but that's what happened. Okay, we got to get past that. I know that's hard to grasp, but nothing came from something. Okay, God, he was kind of nothing, or like he was the nothing, and then like something. Okay, there he is. And it wasn't long before he got bored, because it's pretty boring just existing in this blank space. I don't even know, like, was it white, was it black, was it, it was just a space. And so he's like, I'm going to create, this place where I can hang out. And you got to imagine, he was very creative, because at that time, was there even, I guess he created time by then, but at that moment, there was no conception of anything, like trees, streets, like any of that, but he created it all. Like, so he created heaven, and which was really cool. It had streets of gold, like, not totally sure why there were streets, like maybe there's cars in heaven later. I don't know. It looks like they'd just be passed, but anyway, streets of gold, like there's pearly gates to keep out. Well, there was nothing to keep out then, but we had gates, and it was pretty awesome. And he's just like strolling around, like pretty proud of himself, like, wow, like this is nice. But again, something's missing. So he's like, what would really be nice is to have a little company. But what would be even nicer than that would be if I had like a lot of company and they all like worshiped me, like 24/7, except there was no 24/7. They just worship me constantly, like from now to forever. Like, for some reason, he enjoys that. And so he created these beings that are kind of like him, but not as good as him, and called them angels. I don't know if he called them angels or if we just started calling them angels. But anyway, he created these beings, and man, they were beautiful. And he was pretty much like, I made you, so like worship me forever. And so they did. Then God, back up a little, as God's creating the angels, he gets to this one, and it's like the most beautiful angel that he's created yet. And he's like stirring the magic dust up and forming this angel that he's going to call Lucifer. And halfway through, he just stops. Because here's something about God. He is all-knowing, okay? So he stops, he pauses, and he realizes in that moment, oh, like this angel is going to cause a lot of trouble, okay? This Lucifer angel is not good. Like, he's going to think he's as good or better than me. Like, he's going to cause a lot of trouble, not just here, but like other places, like just unimaginable evil, torment, pain, suffering. This angel right here is going to cause all of it. So God's like thinking, what should I do? And he had the thought, he's like, maybe I should just not create Lucifer. And that fixes everything. Like, like we're just happy forever. Like, everybody's happy forever, and there's no pain and torment and all that. And so that'll fix it. But then God was like, nah, I think I'll do it. Like, I think I'll go ahead and create him anyway. Like, even though I know this is a horrible idea. And so he did. I guess God likes chaos, too. He's mysterious. Like, mysterious as hell. So God goes ahead and creates Lucifer. So they're all hanging out. Everything's going good. But Lucifer's doing what Lucifer does. Now, Lucifer is very, talented at persuading other living beings. Like, he's like a car salesman. He's like one of those car salesmen where you go in, you got a family, you got 4 kids, and you need that minivan, and you're on a budget, you know exactly what your payments need to be. It's like, you go in there, and then you drive out in a convertible. Like, that's Lucifer. He's that good. And so Lucifer is talking to all these angels, and he's like building quite the army of people, and they're like, they were going to challenge God. I think that was the plan. And I don't know if they were going to like challenge him to like a dance off or an actual battle, some kind of war. Like, I'm not sure. And here's the thing also, is like Lucifer knows God better than anyone. So Lucifer knows that God is all powerful and that it's impossible to defeat him. Like, he knows that, but he still does it for some reason. Like, so anyway, God's like, enough of that. Like, that's not going to happen. You're out of here. Like, heaven is going to be chill. We don't need you here. I'm kicking you out. So God leads Lucifer and all the angels that were following him to the gate. And he opens the gate and he's like, get out. And so Lucifer's like, throws his hands up and starts out the gate. But when Lucifer gets to the gate, he just kind of like bounces back. And God's like, oh yeah, like I ain't created anything beyond the gate. So there's like nowhere to go, you know? So God's like, this is a pickle. Like, you know, you can't stay here. And he's like, I guess I'm going to have to create another place for you. Now, it's a little complicated here because there's some people that believe this is when God created hell and he threw Lucifer and all the angels into hell. But it also says something about throwing them on earth, you know, and we hear about Satan roaming the earth, and we know demons are on the earth. We call those angels demons now. Like, we switch it up because we can't call them angels because then there's good angels, bad angels. So we just call them demons. So anyway, God creates the entire universe. I mean, this thing's massive. It's so large. Like, the human brain that he creates later can't even comprehend how massive this universe is. And so Lucifer's looking at all these like, awesome. Like, this is pretty cool. And he looks at the other angels or demons now, and he's like, cool, let's like spread out, like find you a place, and you know, and then we'll maybe all get together and figure out which is the best place, and we'll chill and have a good time. And God's like, no, I'm going to put you all on the same planet. And Lucifer's like, what's a planet? And he's like, I'll show you. Like, because all Lucifer could really see looking out there was like some stars and galaxies and whatnot. And so God takes them through the universe. Like, it is a long ride, like forever. Now, he doesn't go to the center of the universe. Like, he goes way over here to this place called the Milky Way galaxy. And Lucifer's like, cool, this place ain't too shabby either. Like, I mean, the Milky Way galaxy's massive. I mean, it looks like nothing from, you know, like you can't even see it from heaven. But when you're right up on it, it's pretty big. So he's like, cool. And God's like, no. You get just one little planet inside that galaxy amongst, you know. So and so he picks this tiny galaxy, the planet, and it's not even the center of the galaxy, which is weird. Like, it's over here. And so he puts them on that planet. Now, that planet is actually pretty beautiful. Like, it's a pretty awesome planet. So I'm not, like, God must have had a soft spot for Lucifer, because he was like, you know, he put him somewhere nice, you know. And not only that, but he created like this even nicer part on earth that he called the Garden of Eden. And I'm not sure if he put any demons in there, but he did put Lucifer in there, or at least we think. We call him the serpent now. Like, his name will change a lot. Like, so stick with me. Now, while God's down there, he's like, hey, I just thought of something. What if I created like these other beings and put them somewhere in the universe? You know, since I created this whole universe, like, might as well put something here, and I can create something else that has to worship me forever. And that'll be so awesome. I'll have people in heaven worshiping me, people out here in the universe worshiping me, And so God's like, where should I put him? And like he looks, oh, my foot's going to sleep. And so God looks around the universe, the massive universe, like, you know, the options are unlimited. You know, I mean, he's God. He could put us anywhere, but he's like, I know. Why don't I put him on the same planet with Lucifer and the demons? Like, that's probably, nothing can go wrong there, you know? Like, I mean, so God's like, where on earth should I put him? And he's like, I think I'll put him in the same garden I put Lucifer in. That's where I'm going to put man. Because, you know, I know Lucifer was able to convince angels to follow him, but surely he won't be able to do a lesser being. Man, like, I don't think so. So God creates man. And man he's decent. He's not an angel. Like, he's a little, he's less than that, and he's definitely not God, but he is made in God's image, at least. And so he creates him, and now, here's the weird thing. Well, there's two weird things. First of all, God was like, I want him to be good. And so he basically didn't even give Adam the concept of evil. Okay? He's like, I'm not going to let him even know right from wrong. Like, he's just, like, he won't have the knowledge of good and evil. Hey guys, check this out. There's a deer right here walking down to me. I don't know if you can see it. Look at that. Still got spots. Just another beautiful animal that God created. Look at it, it's looking at me. I kind of feel like Adam right now. Just hanging out with the animals. Oh my God, it's coming to me. No way this is happening. No way this is happening. Come on. It was running around earlier with his mommy. They were like ran right past me, but I thought they were gone. Oh, hope it didn't lose its mommy. I didn't see anything chasing them. Anyway, that's cool. Still hanging out watching me. So anyway, where was I? He didn't give Adam the knowledge of good and evil. The deer's interested. He probably, or she, whichever, wants to know the origin of the universe too. Like, where'd I come from? Stick around, I'll tell you. She's still not running. That's hilarious. Oh, there she goes. There she goes. Oh, she stopped. Anyway. Oh, my leg is really asleep. Ow. So God didn't give him knowledge of good and evil, because that would have been bad if he'd known that. But God was like, you know what? What would happen if I put a tree, like, in the middle of the Garden of Eden that had fruit on it, that if you eat that fruit, then you have the knowledge of good and evil? What could possibly go wrong? And so he did that. And remember, the serpent, like the good car salesman, he's in there too. Now, here's the other weird thing I was talking about. God had created man. He just created man. No woman, just man. But he had already created all the animals. And which means, like, because he was having Adam, the human, like, name them and everything, which is impossible, but whatever. So God created all the animals, which means for the animals, he had created male and female, obviously, you know, because it never says later he went back and created female animals. Not like he had already done it but for whatever reason, he didn't do it for man. And so Adam's like walking around the garden, and he's seeing all these animals like getting it on, right? And I know they're animals and all, but Adam's like, it looks like they're having fun. Like, this looks enjoyable. And he's like, you know, why don't I have like a female version of me? And so he went to God, and he's like, he didn't want to say like, hey, I want to do what the animals are doing. He didn't say that, but what he said was, hey man, I'm lonely, you know, kind of lonely out here. And so God's like, okay, I'll make you a companion, you know. And he's like, lay down, I'm going to take this rib out of you. And Adam's like, whoa, what are you going to do? He's like, I got to take a rib out of you. And God's like, well, can't you just, you know, use some dirt like you did with me? And God's like, nah, it's got to be your rib for some reason. He's like, don't worry, it'll be painless. I'm going to put you to sleep. And so that was the first time in history, like, anesthesia has been used. God puts him to sleep, takes the rib out, and somehow he makes a woman. So the woman's great. Like, she's beautiful. She's perfect. But she's also, like, and I'm not trying to be misogynistic, but sometimes women will get men in trouble. Like, I mean, you know, it happens. And so sure enough, like, Eve loved Adam, but she kind of wanted to talk to other people too. And so she found this serpent in the garden. And we don't really know what the serpent looked like, because apparently he had arms and legs. So I don't know if like he was a walking lizard or if he crawled on all fours. Like, I'm not real sure what the situation was, but he was a smooth talker nonetheless. So Eve's over there chilling with this serpent while Adam's, like, I don't know what Adam's doing. And the serpent's like, hey, this fruit right here is real good. And Eve's like, I don't think we're supposed to eat that. But here's the thing. God didn't give Eve the knowledge of good and evil either. So she didn't really know that it was wrong to eat the fruit, even though God told her, don't eat it. Like, she didn't have knowledge of good and evil, so she didn't really know it was wrong to not do what God said. You know what I'm saying? So she ate it. But here's the thing, like, as soon as she ate it, like, her eyes are open, and, like, she realizes, oh, crap, like, this was wrong. I shouldn't have done this. She didn't realize it until after she took a bite. Now, here's the evil part. Like, this is where, like, humans, like, this was the first evil act by a human, and maybe it's just coincidence it was a woman. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, like, she gets Adam over there, and she knows she's screwed. Like, she knows, like, I'm going to get kicked out of here. Like, I messed up. And she should have just, you know, took her medicine. But instead, she's like, hey, Adam, you should try this fruit, man. It's, like, awesome. And Adam's like, nah, we're not, I don't think we're supposed to eat that. And she's like, no, that's cool. And, like, same thing. He didn't know right from wrong. So he takes a bite, and, like, immediately he's like, oh my God, my eyes have been opened, and, you know, I can see right from wrong, and all this. And then Eve was like, oh yeah, me too, like, just now, mine must have took a while. And so now they're like, oh crap. First thing, for some reason, they were like, we're naked. So like, apparently, you know, they didn't realize that before. So now all of a sudden, like, without anyone telling them, like it was wrong to be naked, I guess, even though they'd been naked around each other this whole time. Like, I guess they just now recognized genitals were supposed to be hidden, I guess. Like, and I guess that's why we call them our private parts. Like, we need to keep them private. And so they covered up with figs or leaves, whatever. And God comes down, and he kind of does an assholeish thing, because like God knows exactly where they are, because he knows everything. He's everywhere. Like, but God pretends like he don't. And he's like hollering at him, like, "Hey, Adam, hey," like, "Where y'all at?" And so finally he finds them, and of course he's pissed, and he like kicks them out, and he curses them, and that is where all of the problems started. That's where all the evil started, and that's all of your heartaches, all of your troubles, pain, your suffering, like anything you go through, blame it all on that one little incident. Like the two people that didn't know right from wrong somehow did wrong. And so that's why you're probably going to go to hell. Anyway, that's like the origin of the universe. Now, what if Eve had not told Adam to eat the apple? What if just she had ate the apple? I'm going to tell you what would have happened. Earth would be full of women. Yeah, it would just be only women. And then Adam would still be in the garden. Like, just Adam, no more men, just Adam. And the world would be full of women, because what would happen is God would kick Eve out. And, of course, Adam's alone again. So Adam's like, dude, I'm lonely. Like, and so God would create another woman. And then eventually that woman would mess up too, eat the apple. She's gone. Next one's gone. Like, it just repeats itself. Like, the women, they just keep one woman at the gate. Like, as soon as another one comes out, it's like, what, you ate the fruit, right? Yeah, come on, let me show you around. Like, this is Earth. It sucks. So, I mean, that's it in a nutshell. So, now you know. And, for the few people that have watched my videos for a while, like when I was making videos, and there's just a few of you, but for those, and you kind of wonder, like, what happened to Joe? Like, I am alive. Bigger, fatter than ever. A lot has happened. And I've been planning on making a video just kind of give update of where I am and why I've not been making videos, and why, I might not, but if I take a notion like this, I might. But I have no plans of, like, making videos on a regular schedule anymore. But I do have one video that I want to make later, and in that video, I'll try to give an update on me. And this next video, I've been thinking a lot about it, because, that's the story that the Christians have. Like, what I just gave you, that's the Christian story. And if you think that story's messed up, and if you think that story might not be true, what the Christians will say is, "Oh, well, you believe nothing come from something come from nothing." And it's like, well, I didn't say I know, like, where anything came from. Like, that has nothing to do with me not believing in your particular God. Okay? But they feel like if we don't believe, like, their story, and we don't believe in their particular God, then we have to be able to explain the universe, and that's just not true. Like, it's okay to say I don't know, but I think the question of did something come from nothing, it's kind of a good question, and a lot of people try to ignore it and just scoff at it, but it's a pretty good question, an interesting question, and I might try to talk about that next time. So, hey, I think I made it to the end without having to edit anything. That's great. So, I guess I'll maybe see y'all again soon. Bye.